So now that you're back from writing your own introduction in the discussion group, let me walk you through the course. I will put the camera towards my computer and go through Moodle to show you all the different things that are important for you to know in order to succeed in this course. So here I will walk you through our Moodle Shell so that you can see what's there and what we expect from the course. So when you click on our Moodle Shell, this is where you arrive, and in the beginning you have the little welcome video here. But I won't be showing that the whole way right now so that we can move on. But if you scroll down a little bit, you have some basic information first. You see our syllabus here. That is Matt put in here. So the important things in the syllabus to look for are especially the grading policy as to how much everything counts, and also what the scale will be for your grades. Also, there are some resources here in the syllabus, and if you go further down, you also have the course outline. But all of that information, we'll click that away again, is also right here on the first page. We are back on the first page, and here is the weighting of each one of the assignments, and then here is the grading scale again. And we have also our course outline. Here's another interesting thing that you might want to use. This is our course Padlet. So you're going to click on that. You'll come to this page, and here on this page you will see all of the chapters that we will have in our course, from the introduction through Hinduism to Jainism, Sikhism, Buddhism, ancient Chinese religions, and all the way through to Islam. What this is, I can show you already in the introductory part. It shows a number of videos that we will be using in the course. Most of the important ones that you have to watch will be linked into the Moodle Shell, but here is additional information that might be interesting to you, that you may want to watch yourself. And I will add to this as we go to the other religions. At this point, these are pretty much empty, but it will be added to it. The Padlet will also be available to you after the course is ending, so that way you have this information accessible even if the Moodle Shell closes. Okay, so click that away again. There's another interesting resource here, which is the World's Sacred Scriptures. Is also a Padlet that I put together, and here you can see in alphabetical order all the various different sacred writings that pertain to each one of the religions. So you can click, for example, on the Holy Quran, and it leads you to the website where you find the Quran, right? So let me click that away again, yeah, I need to show you actually a bit further up, right, so that you can see how maneuver on the top there. Okay. And then you can click this Padlet to go away again too. Now we are coming to the books. One book, this book here is the Pfizer and Powers book. You can find it here also through Amazon. You can get it as paperback. You can rent it. It contains also excerpts of sacred writings, and we will use it occasionally in the course. I will make the text also available, so you might be able to get around without buying the book, but maybe you're interested and purchase it for yourself. And then the second book is our actual textbook, Many Peoples, Many Faiths. You can see it right here, also from Amazon. You can actually get it as an e-textbook. You can rent it as a paperback. I guess if you do an e-textbook, that can go, if you want to rent it, it's $32. If you want to buy it, it's maybe a little costly. But maybe you're well off to getting it as an e-book, because you have all the information in printed ways that we will be touching on.
There will be information in the course that I will provide that is not in the book, and then the book has details, bigger details that would be too long to bring that into the course. So it's a good supplement to our course. There's nothing in the announcements. So to the next section, you can either go by clicking here for major assignments, but that's also something that you could have gone through on this side here. That's the big menu. I may reverse these two things. I don't know for sure yet. It may look differently soon, but at least those two items, the introduction and the major assignments, will be in that area. So there are 4 major assignments. The first one is the definition of religion. This is something that is due very quickly. It's due already on May 26th, so a week after the course starts. You may want to look at this article by George Cronk. After watching the video that I provide and so on, you can read this article by George Cronk, and to take that into account as you write your one paragraph definition. So you click on that if you want to post it, and here is your way to post your work. And then let's go back again to the major assignments. Up here as the navigation bar goes back to major assignments. The second one is the research paper, which is due on June 8th. Again, the research paper, you can look for suggested topics right here. Under the suggested topics, you have a good number of them. You can focus on one religion, and you can have either the major holidays in each one of those religions. For example, how did Judaism begin would be, or how Christianity began, or Islam began. You might also look at something else like here, like Martin Luther, a reformer or rebel. You can also have a comparative study. For example, this is oftentimes interesting, water as a symbol in many religions. Many people like to look at that. Or maybe the Bible and the Quran. Compare those two writings. You can also suggest your own topic. But then check with me first so that we can discuss this. Actually, one of the new things among here in this part here is the possibility of writing a paper on Shinto references in Japanese anime movies. If you like anime, it is amazing how many Shinto references there are in anime movies, and you will understand those movies so much better once you understand Shinto. So you can either watch Spirited Away or Your Name and write your paper on those. So that's the suggested topics. So let's go back for a moment to the assignment. There are also guidelines linked in here. So you look at the guidelines, and there it tells you what the specifications are supposed to be for the research paper. If you go a little bit further down, you can see the evaluation rubrics right here. This is how I will evaluate the course. Your research paper. And I would like you to use MLA style. If you don't exactly know how that works, there is a whole little booklet from the Bergen Community College library that explains all these different things about formatting, about how you cite work, and all of those kinds of things. So you can play around with that a little bit. Once you're done with your paper, you click again on top of here, and you can submit, right? Okay, and now let's go back again to major assignments here. Just look at the next one. The third assignment is the site visit report. By the way, the research paper counts for, I have to change this, 23% of the final grade. And so here I already changed it to 23% of the final grade. The site visit report
Under normal circumstances, I would have asked you to make a visit to a religious organization from a religion other than the one that you come from. This would normally be a physical visit to a mosque, a Buddhist temple, a Hindu temple, a church, if you're not a Christian. But given that we still have social distancing in place and many religious sites do not have public meetings, the possibility of changing that would be by watching either a live stream of service. Here, if you're clicking on Muslim, for example, the live stream, I hope that still works. Yes, it works. This is the live stream of the Islamic Center of Passaic County. So you can see that right there. You can try to find out when there is an important service that you can watch here. So you can choose those live streams. You can also watch various different videos that are linked in here. Choose one of the religions that you might be interested in, and then you can write your site visit report. So again, what are the specifications on that, right? Here are the guidelines for the site visit report. The guidelines are written right here where it says do your pre-visit research. After you choose what religion you would like to experience, then you can do your pre-research first on the religion. Then you can do the visit or watch the live stream or the video itself, and then you begin to write your report. Also, here is a list of suggested site visit locations. That is in case that social distancing may be lifted, right? In case that towards before the deadline of this paper that we actually can go make visits again, then you can look from these different suggestions for sites of different religions to be able to visit them in person. But again, that may not happen for this one. Again, here's MLA style, that's linked in there just for your reference. And then and of course, to post this again, click on this page and you can submit your paper. Go back to major assignments again. And do not forget this very last one, even though it's only 10% of the grade, but it oftentimes makes the difference between you getting an A or just having a B, right? So the final learning statement is not a big work. It's really due a day after our last class. And the idea is that you, that's probably because it's not open yet, that assignment that has to open up later. So let me go back to, now let me,
my name is Clemens Reinke.
Where do
there
I?
are more than 4,000 religions in the world? And did you know that religion, culture,
I don't know where I am now.
are inextricably connected? Did you know that religion affects our lives, whether we are practicing?
Okay. So let's go back to the major assignments. Okay, so I can't show you that quite yet, but the guidelines will be linked in here, and I will double check this. The idea is basically that you pick 3 to 5 significant learnings that have emerged from this coursework in this semester, and reflect about them and how they're significant to you. Okay, so now those are the 4 important assignments. They count for 58% of your course work. So make sure you do not miss that, right? Here's an incentive for you to do the work early. If you submit your work a day before the deadline, then you will receive 2 extra points. That's not valid for the definition of religion. That will just simply give you straight 2 points. But the research paper, for example, which I will change to 23% here, if you submit this by midnight on June 7th, then you will get the potential of 25 points instead of 23 points. And the same thing is true for the site visit report. That normally will give you 23 points, but if you submit this early, which means by midnight on June 21st, then you will get 2 extra points and you can get 25 instead of 23. At the same time, though, if you're submitting late, I will take 1 point off if you submit 1 day late. So if it comes in on the 23rd of June, your maximum potential is only 22 points. And if it comes in any later than that, then your maximum potential is only 21 points. I will take 2 points off in case it is late. So go back. Now we will actually begin the course itself. Here are the introductions, and let me just walk through this particular lesson as an example about how lessons are working. So you would click on a link up here, and I started this already, so I'm going to go back to the beginning, right? So there is, in this case, first a introduction and then a video. In this particular case, after you finish watching my introduction, go to the discussion forum here, where you can click on and post your discussions. The discussion forum is also important in general for the course. This is where we can communicate with each other. That's where you can ask questions. And I may answer, but maybe somebody in the class also can answer, so that this is a way that we can talk with each other and maybe investigate things that you are interested in. So I made an example here already, even though I introduced myself through the video, but here is my post, and you could then, for example, reply and say something to me. You can also, if you go back for a moment, you can also add your new discussion. So that's where you would put yourself in. You click on that. Now you give it a subject title, and then you write your own introduction or any other topic throughout the course later down the road. Okay, so let me click that away again. We'll be back on our lesson. Here goes, how does this course work? We click on that, and this looks empty right now, but this video that I'm producing right now in this moment will show up right here. So you will have it right there. Now then it's your turn to respond, and I will not do this right now. Let me turn this off and go through the lesson. I'll turn it back on soon. Actually, I can do this in front of you. This is not a big deal, so you can learn also how this works, right? So it's a multiple choice question. So here it says how many % of your total grade will come from the 4 major assignments that we just went through: the religion, the research paper, the site visit, and the final learning statement. And the correct answer would be 58, right? 58%. And here it gives you, it says I already tried this too many times. Okay, so here the next question: when will each day's lesson be due? And the correct answer here would, let's do the wrong answer first. At the end of the semester. Now don't wait till the end of the semester, right? So I click on that, and it says no, then you wait till the end, and I won't have any time to review your work, right? So it says continue. So you can try again, right? So let's say by midnight on the day it is due. And submit that. And there it says yes, correct. And it will be available for 72 hours, 3 days beforehand. Click on that. And now is a response that you can do in writing an essay. I'll just write test. And there's a second one, says how for the research paper, how many pages should it be, when will it be due, and all of those things. So I'm going to respond test to be able to move on. And there we have the next thing. So now we have the third part of the lesson, which is the actual introduction and the first lesson that we will have with the question, what is religion? So you can again click on the video.
Welcome to our first lesson in the Religions of the World course.
Okay, I'll stop that now because when you get to it, and then there are 2 other videos for you to watch here on cults. Right, and there's another one on cults. You can watch all these videos, and then here I linked that in again, the Padlet, because there are more videos that you could watch if you wanted to. Right, so you could go through this one and watch more videos if you wish. You don't have to. And then you say, now it is your turn again, and we will go through this one here. The question is, what type of religion describes the belief that there are multiple gods, but you are compelled to be faithful to worshiping only one God? Of course, you probably don't know that right now, but after watching the video, you probably will know correctly that it is henotheism. Although, why don't we try for a moment monotheism as a wrong answer, right? And there says monotheism. No, in monotheism, the belief is that only one God exists, right? So let's continue. It gets us back there. We go to pantheism, and that should be the right answer. Oh, sorry, no, pantheism wasn't right either. Actually, it was henotheism, right? So, but now I missed that lesson. I only have 2 chances, so that will not count for me. But now it says, what tool can we use to identify a religious cult? Let's say the byte model. And that is correct, right? There it says, yes, very good. It stands for behavior control, information control, thought control, emotional control. You continue this. There is another essay for you to respond to in your own words. What is the difference between the agnostic and an atheist? And would you consider atheism as also a religious belief? We'll just write test to be able to advance. And then again, test for the next essay question. Are there any religions in my video clip that you have never heard before? Okay, and then we continue on. And when you look at this, you will see that your current grade without the essay question is 15 out of 100. So don't worry about that, right? Because each one of the multiple choice questions gives you 5 points. In this case, all the other lessons don't have this many questions. There are going to be only 2 multiple choice and 2 essay questions. So each multiple choice will be 10 points. But you can only get a maximum of 20 through the multiple choice. And then the rest, the other 80 points, you will get after I review your answers. And then you will get that as well. Okay, so we went through the first lesson. And so then you can go back to our course discussion forum, right? Because that is actually right on that, coming right as next thing on this page here where the first lesson was. Now it will say feedback available, because you can look what I will say to that. And then we will go on to our first religion, right? You can either click on Hinduism down here, or you can go along here to progress through the course. Now, starting with Unit 4, all the videos are in there already because I'm using the same videos that I used the spring semester. So you see all the lessons nicely lined up and culminating with the end of a quiz here. I'm going to Judaism right now because I still have to work on the first 3 units. I don't have those yet, and I will work on that and hopefully get this done as we come along. As you click on Hinduism, there is really nothing posted yet. And then when you come to Jainism and Sikhism, you have the first quiz. That's already there, but the lessons aren't there yet, right? So I will post them. So let's go through Judaism because that's more easily showable. I'm not going to go through each one of the lessons right now. You will see they're all the same kind of idea. But after you went through each lesson, you can see they're dated, right? This lesson is due on Thursday, June 11th. This one is due on Monday, June 15th, then on Tuesday, June 16th. You are supposed to have them completed by midnight on those dates. I will attempt to, these that are posted already are open 3 days before. So this one is due on June 11th, so it opens up on June 9th, and you have an entire 72 hours to complete the course. And then you go to the next. And then comes the quiz. This one will not be open yet because it's not at the time yet. But here is the quiz. Each quiz consists of 10 multiple choice questions and an 11th question where you will give feedback again about something that you learned in that particular session. You have 2 attempts. Once you start a quiz, you have 45 minutes to complete it, and it will give you the better possible grades because you have 2 attempts. And there are 6 quizzes altogether. Let me go back to the course. Oops, I went a little bit too far, so let's go back to our course. Hinduism doesn't have a quiz, but there will be the first quiz after Jainism and Sikhism that will include these 3 religions. There will be a quiz at the end of Buddhism. There will be a quiz at the end of Chinese religions, Taoism, Confucianism, and Shinto. There won't be a quiz for monotheism and Zoroastrianism, but then there is a quiz in Judaism, a quiz for Christianity, and a quiz for Islam. So altogether 6 quizzes. And each quiz will give you 3 points. If you answer the question 11, which is your own essay response, that will give you a half extra point. So among the 6 quizzes, you can get 3 extra points that count towards your final grade. And with that, I believe we came to the end to explain the course. If you want to see your grade book, you can go to the course dashboard, and there should be a grade book right here. So you are able to watch what your grades are, although the calculations didn't seem to be correct, so don't count on that, but you can see each one of your assignments, how they are graded once they've finished grading, so you can kind of follow along with that. So let's go back to the course again. So I believe that now you know everything that you need to know about the course, and I wish you good luck. Hopefully everything will work out well for you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, let's start the adventure. So that was the presentation of our Moodle Shell. I hope it all makes sense to you. If not, feel free to ask questions also again in the discussion forum, because maybe somebody else can answer. You don't always have to wait for me to answer. You can ask each other, right? But I will read those things too, and I will answer as well. And now I wish you good luck with this course. I look forward to it. The first real lesson follows right after this.